and welcome to the Spark Show, where we got comedy, news, and two forgettable digs.
With Sparks.
You've got tiny wrists.
Pike.
Hates French toast and your children.
And you, the committee.
Yo, what up, fucker?
Subscribe now and become a committee member. Let's rock.
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh! Hello!
Who's that there?
Who's that? Hi, Pike. How are you, man?
I'm good today. I'm good. One less tooth than yesterday.
Now, let's see it. Can you open it up? Can you open up the mouth and show us, or where is it? Oh, it's way back there. Oh, it's an upper.
Upper backer goner. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I know exactly what you mean. How does it feel?
Well, right now, I just can't really touch it. They got stitches in there. It feels like a little hard to talk. Like you can't really put your tongue in all the places you'd like to put your tongue. But anyway, there was one thing. No, the Novocaine works really well. I was worried about that. I thought, okay, it helps some, but let me guess, it still fucking hurts a ton. No, it was unbelievable. They could have done anything they wanted to my mouth. And, Jesus. So she's tugging and pulling and grinding this tooth. It took about a half hour. Finally, it was just, I didn't even know it. It was just gone.
Nice.
But they wouldn't give it to me. I said, can I have it? They're like, no. I'm like, what do you mean no?
What do you mean no?
I'm like, give me the tooth. I don't know what they do with it. I think she's got a weird fetish thing. She goes home with the teeth and who knows?
She's making a necklace out of it.
Gross.
She's got some voodoo shit going on over there at the old dentist office. You go in the back room. That's where she runs in. Like, you know how they always run out of the room during the x-rays? She runs in. It's like the voodoo closet that she's got like a shrine of like a little mini Pike now with like a blacked out tooth, and she's like grinding it in. She's going to make a powder out of it. Yeah.
You know, I did notice that all of her teeth are like different colors and shapes.
You think she's pulling teeth, replacing them with other people's teeth?
Other people's gross, shitty teeth that needed to get pulled out?
Whoa! Now we're on to something, man. What if she's reselling these teeth that she's pulling out? This could honestly be a market out there.
You know, I wouldn't put it past this lady I've met once. She seemed like I don't know, something sketchy about her.
Yeah. Well, God knows that there's some sketchy dentists out there, dude, for sure.
Oh, dude, loads of them.
Let's be honest. Dentists are the weirdest doctors, right? I mean, this is like the last. I'm a doctor, but I'm in a strip mall every single time. Strip mall, fish tank, dentist office, every single time.
Hey, what do you call a medical doctor that failed out of dental or yikes? What do you call a doctor who failed out of medical school?
What's that?
A dentist.
Oh,
yeah.
Got it.
There's a Seinfeld episode. There's a lot of dentist jokes. Because, you know, Bryan Cranston, of course, played a dentist on Seinfeld. Dr.
Did he really?
Tim Watley. Yes. Yeah, several episodes. Very funny.
Did not know that. Bryan Cranston. God. I was just listening to his episode on Conan's podcast. Phenomenal. He should be the next voice of Batman, by the way. If I can just get that trending. Bryan Cranston, new Batman voice.
Ooh.
Video games,
that voice.
Cartoons. Oh, it's got the perfect Bruce Wayne / Batman voice. That's exactly it. Let's give shout out to everyone who's here. We got Sin Vegas 702 says, good morning, fam. Good morning to you. We got Donna here as well. She says, good morning and happy hump day. Happy hump day to you there, Donna. Absolutely. No grill. I thought Pike was going to go get a set of golds, says in Vegas. You're not doing it, not Paul Walling out the face, or what's going on?
No, they're going to. It's just, it needs to heal. They said in 4 months I can come back for my grill.
Got it. Yeah. All right, good. All right. Well, if it's your first time here, that over there is non-financial advisor Pike. He also is toothless and doesn't put his money where his mouth is. And you also have me. Hi, I'm Sparks. I'm at Sparks Radio on all social media. I'll tell you later how you can get $100 cash, the very final $100 cash, giving that thing away on Instagram. I'll tell you all about it. Plus, we got to announce the winner of $100 later on in the show. Looking forward to that. And we got the news that matters. And Pike, we're on number 3, day 3 of our pillars of wealth, my friend. We're going to be going over the third wealth pillar. I know, I hate the name still myself. Well,
I'm a little cringy.
wealth pillar coming on up here in just a second. But, Pike, before we do any of that, let me ask you this. How big of a Dr. Seuss fan are you?
Oh, I'm
Be
glad you
very
asked.
careful with how you answer this.
Yeah, well, there are 6 books specifically I really like. No. Big fan. I'm not a big fan at all. I'm a fan like a lot of people would be, in that I read Green Eggs and Ham. I was into the Cat in the Hat for a moment in time. And
Sure.
I haven't thought about him since then.
You love The
Picked up one of
Grinch.
his books.
Wasn't that Dr. Seuss, The Grinch?
Yes, you're right. I'm a bigger fan than I thought. Okay. The Grinch is his best work.
Ooh.
Not that he had anything to do with the movie. And not to mention the movie, like, the book wasn't that long. The movie really kind of makes up a lot of shit. Like, the book starts in the last, like, 10 minutes of the movie is basically the book.
That's true. Yeah. Well, if you ever read The Hobbit's like 90 pages. They made 3 movies out of The Hobbit, and they're all 3 hours long. There's a 9-hour journey of a 90-page book. It is stupid, grotesquely long. It could have just been one movie. It was a tiny little prequel to Lord of the Rings. Ridiculous. But dude, yeah, no, I like Dr. Seuss. I like I never, the time we're recording this, Dr. Seuss is a hotly contested subject here, because he drew some pretty, and to be honest, definitely true racist imagery of some people on this planet. However, there is a great book that he wrote that, because I have kids and I was reading it. Not anymore, but it's called I Can Read With My Eyes Shut, and that's a great book. That's an underrated one, man.
Is that right? I don't remember that one.
There's a great quote in it. Great quote. It says something like, the more you read, the more you read, the more places you'll go, and the more places you go, the more things you'll know. Kind of a thing like that. And I was like, I love that quote. That's exactly it. That's great. Exactly. The more you read, the more you'll grow and expand your brain. The more you want to travel, you'll continue to keep growing as a person. Unfortunately, Dr. Seuss didn't travel enough, because he was trapped in some real horrible stigmas. And he decided to animate those.
Well, dude, like, what year are we talking? I'm not justifying it, but, like, why are we?
You can kind of
justify
be really
it
like that a little bit. Yeah, it was 1937.
Okay, I mean, like, we're talking about the same thing 80 years later. People are still doing it. So at the time, it's not like he's like, I'm a fucking racist. I'm going to draw this Chinese person really offensively. But, maybe he probably was racist. You probably can assume he was, right?
I mean, I feel like most people were racist back in 1937. I mean, a lot of people are racist now. It's 2021. Yeah. I would think.
Anybody I've met born in the 30s, mostly racist.
Yeah.
Just ask them. Yeah. We were just talking the other.
Don't ask them. Just
we were
assume.
At home.
Don't ask
Yeah. We were talking at my house about our grandma, who used to tell us like do the eeny meeny miny mo rhyme. You know the one.
Yeah.
And her version included the N-word. I'm like, what? We were just shocked when the first time she said it. We're like, Grandma, what? She said it so casually. She's like, oh, that's how we said it when I grew up. Like, not anymore, you don't.
What? I have never heard it said with that.
Dude, you'll never guess
Grandma.
which word. I'll just say this.
Oh, my God.
She wasn't catching tigers by the toe.
Oh, no. Grandma.
I know. And otherwise, a very sweet lady, but her eeny
horrible dark secrets that lady had. I'll tell you that much. Yeah, dude. Old people, man. Old people.
Well, they're not around much longer.
No.
Anyway, I'm finished. Hey, let me ask you this.
Oh, yeah.
Name all the presidents on the different bills.
Is that a question? You're just giving me assignments now. This is have we ran out of let me ask you this questions? Just hey you. Yeah. Hey,
What, you got to
go do a bunch of work. Thanks. Appreciate it.
Okay, how about can you name all the presidents? And you got me all stuck on this money thing. It's like, oh, it's got to be about money. So
It doesn't have to be about money. I was just talking about Dr. Seuss and your racist grandma. What are you talking about? Money. We're going to get to the money here in a minute with the wealth pillar. What? Go ahead. It could be anything.
Well, I didn't think of it. I don't have anything else now. So go ahead. You're just doing this because you can't, because you don't know them all. You're supposed to be this big money guy.
What did I say? I'm a big money guy. You got Washington on the 1. You got Lincoln on the 5. You got Jackson on the 10.
No,
you got Grant on the Grant's on the 50. Jackson's on the 20. Benjamin Franklin is on the 100. Who's on the 10?
you're already wrong.
What?
I said name all the presidents on the bills.
Oh, man. I'm just naming bills.
Yeah, Ben Franklin, not a president.
Could have been, but he was too busy boning French chicks all the time.
Can you blame him?
No, that's my president, Ben Franklin.
That's right.
Very horny until late in his age. He's an old man.
I didn't know that.
Going to town, bro.
I didn't know that about Benny Boy.
No?
Really?
Oh, my God. Yeah, dude. That pickup line, he's like, I discovered electricity. That really got him going over there in France.
Old lightning rod Franklin.
Let's see if lightning does strike twice. He was busy over in France, just dangling, giving him the old American salute over there, man, for sure. They loved him in France. Yeah, and the French, they're known for their love, So he was,
and they're ticklers.
Yes, and he was fitting right in. All right, I don't know. Can you name them? Did you look it up beforehand, or are you just throwing this out there? Oh, fucking
no! I think it's Hamilton's on the 10.
Hamilton, not a president.
Okay, is that a fact?
I'm doubting it.
It seems that he sure looks like a president.
Alexander Hamilton, not a president. I don't think he was ever president.
$10 bill. Who's this motherfucker? Alexander Hamilton.
Yeah.
Who served as the first U.S. Secretary of Treasury.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Not a president. So you're both right and wrong at the same time. You're not even following your own order. Yeah. Look, we're 14 minutes in. We got no time to argue over who's president and who's boning which French lady. All right, we have a lot of work to do to talk about wealth. Okay, we're in part 3 of this series. We're talking about wealth pillars, which, yes, I know it's a horrible, stupid way to talk about this, but these are the things. These are like the 4 things that all wealthy people stand on. Okay, to to keep their money growing and going. Do you remember the first two? We're on 3. Do you remember the first two? What do you got?
Something about credit cards and
Jesus
piggy
Christ.
banks.
God damn it. Like, why do I do this? Why do I do this? I do all this research. I look up a bunch of stuff. I find out all this information that I previously didn't know, and I regurgitate it in a digestible fashion for you to put in your tiny brain, to keep it there, to make your life better. And what do? You break it down into nonsense.
I tell you, I resent the small brain comment. I have a very big head and likely filled mostly with brains. Okay?
Yeah.
But I'm sorry.
Thank you.
We got two pillars left. I'm just getting into it.
You got
now
number
I'm
one.
interested.
You got number 1. The first pillar is budgeting. Number 2, paying down debt. Got it? Number 3, here comes the doozy. Saving. And not just overall saving. This is the key. The key is the last couple words of this. Saving just enough. That's it. Saving just enough. That's what wealthy people do. They don't just sit there and just save. I got all these notes. So if I'm looking down, I'm reading these notes because I typed it out because I didn't want to mess up anything. Are you ready?
Yep.
Okay. Saving money to become wealthy is kind of a backwards idea. Normally, wealthy people, they don't save a bunch of cash. The wealthy have just enough money in their savings to not worry about money anymore. And that's it. And I know that's kind of a dumb thing to say. It's, oh, yeah. They got just enough money not to worry about it. But it's because of the systems that they've set up. So here's how it works. If every dollar has a job, right? They're like little soldiers and you assign them tasks and they go out to achieve a mission. That's each dollar you have to your name. Then having any extra money just sitting there in a bank account that you don't touch is worthless. They're not doing anything. They're not fulfilling their job. They're not achieving anything. So having money is kind of just worthless in the end if it's just sitting there. You have to assign it a task. So when I talk about saving money, wealthy people use money as a tool to create free time to pursue a passion or an interest that they have, or to start another business to go out and continue generating more money. They don't just sit there and hog all this cash like Scrooge McDuck, where they dive into the silo of gold coins. That's just sitting there. That's not what wealthy people do. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Well, you really got me with the Scrooge McDuck reference.
Well, I feel like that's what
I like. It.
A lot of people. That's what I had in my brain. Right?
Now it is mine. Yeah. No, dude. It's very interesting. So far, very interesting.
All right. So here's how we do it. Here's how. Do you have a savings account?
I have one. Yeah.
Okay. When I was a kid, I was always taught, get a savings account, put your money in there. The interest will grow money and then you'll get more money. But that idea is trash and we shouldn't do it anymore.
Okay, well, yeah. My thoughts are like, okay, yeah, I can put it into savings, but for me, my savings is just basically my checking. I mean, it's just as accessible. So why am I going to fool myself into thinking, oh, it's safe in here?
Yeah,
it's not.
It's
not.
It's
just as unsafe. Yeah.
And you're not making any percent interest on savings accounts nowadays.
No, not on this amount of money. No.
Well, not on any kind of money, because the interest rate on a normal savings account is stupid. I mean, it's like 0.00001% now. Like, it really is meaningless to have a savings account. So keeping your money in there
might as well be zero.
Yeah, might as well be zero. Exactly. Like, I just looked and I got like a penny out of my savings account, like my normal bank savings account. We'll get to other types of savings accounts, but I made 1 penny. I was like, oh, thanks. Appreciate it. I'm glad. Yeah, really worth keeping money in a savings account nowadays. Wonderful. So here's why you save money just enough to then take all the extra stuff and focus it on other things. Remember, we started with the budget. That's the holy grail. That's the thing. That's the foundation of everything. So we're going to relate back to that budget a lot. Paying down debt. This is what you do after you pay down debt. Okay. Of course, you save a little bit at the beginning. I'll get to all this for an emergency fund before all this. but you save enough money to cover your bills, expenses, emergencies that you've outlined in your budget. Okay, that's what you save for. And you have in your savings account. That's what you use. So say you have an unexpected emergency, you break your leg, you got a medical bill, there's a goddamn pandemic outside, all of a sudden you're like, oh no, right? You got some money sitting there in case something happens. That's an emergency fund. Your car breaks down, you need new tires. You weren't ready to spend $400 on the thing. Now you can't because you have an emergency fund. That's there. That's a peace of mind. That's outlined in the budget. We talked about that already. Okay. You take any excess dollar amount over that and you invest it. We're going to talk about investing a lot tomorrow because that's pillar number 4, investing and making more money. That's what basically all wealthy people do. Wealthy people do constantly. This pillar number 3 is kind of the step between getting rid of the stuff that sucks money out of your bank account, which is debt, and getting to the part where you're putting money into your bank account, which is investing. So this is kind of the bridge between those, pillar number 3 of saving just enough money. So how do you save just enough money? What does that mean? And then what do you do with the excess cash that you have? So it's really easy. It's never been easier. I guarantee, Pike, you get a paycheck from work. Is it direct deposit?
It's very big, first of all. And yes, it is direct deposit.
Perfect. I feel like everyone's got direct deposit nowadays. And if you don't, it's not a big deal, but it just makes life a lot easier. So you can automate everything. And when people say, oh, I can't save, I don't have any money, unless you are poor, like classified as poor, and I believe you, there is a line in society where it's like, hey, and it depends on, what your personal situation is. Maybe you got kids and you're working part-time at a fast food joint. You might not be able to save a lot of cash because you got all these expenses going out. But if you're making 40 to 50 grand a year on up, I don't care how big your family is, you've got expenses that you can cut. And saying that you cannot save enough comes from a point of weakness. Once you're making enough money and you're out of that, hey, I just need to keep the lights on. Anytime you say, oh, I can't save money, to me, that's bullshit. That's complete bullshit. And it comes from you being weak and not taking the initiative to make your life better. And I'll give you some examples because this is exactly where I come from. Like, what is your phone bill? Can you cut back on your beer budget, Pike? Can you make coffee at home? What's
Pike?
You make coffee at home, though. I know that, right?
I know. I was identifying.
What's your beer budget? Do you have a beer budget?
I can't imagine budgeting for that. It's just buy them as they come. If I need it, I buy it. If I want it, I buy it.
No. Budget it. Should
There's
be in
no
your
point
budget.
in budgeting. There's not going to be Sparks. There's not going to be a point where I go, well, I hit my budget. No more beer for the month. That's not plausible.
What do you mean it's not plausible? That's weakness. This is exactly what I'm talking about. That's the weakest part.
Okay, well, that's not how I would like to live. So I'll set a budget. It's $100,000 a month.
No, seriously. Like, do you go through your monthly expenses and just go, hey, here's how much I'm spending on beer a month?
Not beer. No, I just like entertainment, right? It's just a big umbrella.
Okay, that's fine. Entertainment. Here's how much I'm spending on going out to eat, drinking, entertainment, and this whole thing. Got it.
Yep.
And I don't care if you're spending $100,000 a month on that, but if you're budgeting for that and you're still achieving your savings rate, what you want, then I think that's fair and that's fine. I'm not saying cut back on your beer budget, Pike. I'm saying make sure it's budgeted. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. Sorry, I misunderstood you. Sorry, I got a little hot there. A dick kind of came down on you, like Franklin.
Dick came down on me, huh? All right.
Yeah.
Write that down. We got to do, I heard that pretty soon, actually.
You know what? It is March. You're right. March 2nd, in fact.
Yeah. March 3rd, but it's no big deal. Look, you've got, where the hell are you?
Sorry.
Budget for these things. That's all I'm saying. Budget. If beer is your passion, like Pike's passions in life are chewing on hard plastic and putting tooth holes in his face, and then also drinking copious amounts of alcohol. If those are your passions, then budget for them. That's all I'm saying. But stick to that budget. Don't go over the budget. Cut back on things so you can have, let's say you're spending if you're getting, here's the example I used. I used like, if you have, let's say, coffee, I don't know, Starbucks is expensive. Everyone uses Starbucks as an expense because people get it every single day. They eat out every single day. For me, my thing is eating out. Like if I want a burrito because I have a family of 4, it's not like an $8 burrito anymore. It's now a $30-some meal. Does that make sense? Every single time.
I can't imagine. Yeah, that's why families go to freaking Applebee's. Because they, anything more than that, even that's got to be $100 a freaking pop.
Yeah, it's expensive. It starts adding up. And I love eating out. I love it. I love getting food instead of making it at home. I'm the dude who has a refrigerator full of food. And I'm like, ugh, I don't want any of this. I don't want any of this stuff. Let's go order some. Let's go. Let's get out of this house. Let's go. Right? And then that's my thing. So when I recognize that in my budget that I was spending, I'm not kidding. I think I was spending like $300 a month on just takeout food. Oh my God. I was like immediately, whoa, cut that out. That's $300 a month. You're looking at $360 a year. No, $3,600 a year.
Insane. And not very good for you, Matt. I know you're trying to.
I know. Try to slim down.
Matt, I'm trying to be your dad.
That's fine. Yeah, you sound like my mom. It's not good for you, Matthew. Yeah. But my point
what I'm about to eat after the show's over?
What?
I'm going to have 3 eggs, an instant oatmeal pack, and a carrot. You know what that costs? Gross? $1, if that?
Yeah. And you know how healthy that is for you and how much protein? You really can cut back on food. It's like the number one thing. But the best part of all is when you cut back on that day after day after day, that adds up. And then guess what, Pike? You got $300 at the end of the month. What are you going to do with that $300? I mean, if I gave you $300, you'd be like, oh, fuck yeah, awesome. Now I could like fix my car. I can put that into an investment. I could go have that money make me more money. It's easy. So that's where savings comes in. And the best way to do it is automation. Best way to do it is automation. So when I asked Pike earlier about, hey man, if you can cut that expense and then automatically get direct deposit, your company, I had ADP with my last company. And what I would do is I would take, for me, it was a certain percentage of every paycheck would automatically go into savings, but you can have a certain dollar amount, whatever's easier. So you can actually, it was in ADP. I had an app. You just go into the app and I can have, before the check hits my bank account, it's already divided and sent to another savings account. So I don't even touch it. That $300 a month that I cut out, that's an extra $300 going to my emergency fund or to another bank account goal that I have. Save for a house, save for a vacation, do all that kind of stuff. That automatically just went to whatever I was doing. And you don't even touch it. And that's the cool thing. It's because you're paying yourself first, like we were saying earlier in the budget thing. That's amazing. And if you can do that a couple times over, dude, you are starting to crush it in savings. That's the fastest way to save money for yourself is to automate it. Don't even worry about it. Do you have that? Do you have that option?
No, and I've done it before, and you're right. Like, it is nice because it's just like, your 401k coming out, you check it. It's just, you don't even think about it. It's just not there. You don't account for that. It's just it's not there. It's piling up elsewhere. Yeah. But for various reasons, I just, I don't at the moment.
God, Pike, you're so close, man. You're just lazy at the last mile, dude.
What are you talking about?
You are. Just automate it.
I'm
It takes 2 seconds while you're eating your 3 eggs, oatmeal, and a carrot, right? Like you're living in 1927. I like how you're paying attention to what you eat, but not paying attention to your money. Come on, man. Just go on your phone, dial up that app where you get direct deposit and set it up. Do it.
You're very mean. They're like the whole, when I said I would do this podcast, it wasn't supposed to be like this. Okay.
I'm sorry. You said you like 6 Dr. Seuss books. I'm all revved up now, man.
Sorry. Let's reset. I forgive
right.
you.
Even if you can't do it, even if your job doesn't have direct deposit and you can't do this whole thing, your bank can do it. You can set auto withdrawals on your bank to send it to another bank account. You can set up another bank account to do this. And that was the other thing, dude. I always thought people just have a checking account and a savings account, and that was it. I didn't realize that people have like 19 different bank accounts for things.
Really?
Yeah.
What's the point of all those?
Because once you start budgeting for all this stuff, say you want, okay, well, we'll get to this tomorrow on investing. And that's the one I'm super excited about. Making more money. There's nothing better than making more cash. Once you set up your auto and your budget and you have it running and you don't have to touch anything. So it's like, all right, this percent is going to my 401k. This percent is going into my auto savings account. This percent is already going into my checking account because it's going to be auto deducted from my phone bill, my car payment, my rent, and all that. Dude, automatically you start saving a ton of cash because you're living on this like structured schedule. Each of those are different bank accounts. So you can have your saving for like, hey man, I need to save X amount of dollars before Christmas. That's going to this bank account. That's my Christmas bank account. Boom. And it just automatically deducts and goes in there. Hey, I want to go every year. I go on a vacation with my family. That goes in my family vacation bank account. Boom. Automatically deducts into that. So it's
really
like
nice because
little buckets,
Yeah. It's always nice because, otherwise you're saving and it's into one pile and it's like, well, not all of that should be for the family vacation,
right?
Or the golf clubs.
Yeah.
It's just, it's nice to keep it separate. God dang, I'm learning right now.
See, if you have all these little separate buckets everywhere, the best thing to do, dude, is once you get like $5,000 saved up for vacation and everything else is taken care of, it's the greatest vacation ever. There's no guilt. There's no like in your brain, well, I don't know if I should spend all this. We've spent a lot at the beginning and now I'm not. Dude, it's like a free ticket for your brain for the whole time you're on vacation. You're like, dude, this is vacay money, baby. It doesn't matter because that's what you budgeted for. Everything else is taken care of already. Now you're starting to live like a wealthy person.
Yeah, that's it. God, I want to do this.
Yeah.
I want to do this bad.
Yeah,
right.
you do this, dude. This is the best. Gilbert is here. He says you can have different accounts, new car account, safety net account, bills account, investing account to be pulled and invested. That's exactly right, Gilbert. That's exactly what we're saying. Exactly. Gilbert says, Sparks wants to save me money. He is so mean. Yeah, that's exactly what Pike is saying.
I'm just saying he can want to save me money, but he just needs to be nicer about it.
Yeah, exactly. So going back to savings, once you get jazzed up about savings, dude, now you're starting to think like a wealthy person. And I cannot wait. Tomorrow is the day I've been waiting for, pillar number 4. But you got to get all your ducks in a row first in order to get to the pillar number 4. And pillar number 3 is super expensive. So the priority for savings for normal people like you and me who want to become wealthy eventually in the future. Here it is. These are the priorities. This is how you got to set up your system, okay? Get your emergency fund first. We're talking 3 months, 6 months, or a year's worth of an emergency fund. Get that set up. That way you're not sweating anything that pops up. Emergencies will happen. Life happens. You're not going to coast through life escaping unscathed. That's just how the world is. Mm-hmm. Do you have an emergency fund yet, Pike?
No, I was just thinking about how I should have an emergency fund, though.
Yeah, it would help. It helps. That's fine. It's not too late. Start now. Figure out how much your monthly budget is. How much does it cost to run Pike Taylor Radio, not financial advisor at Pike Taylor Radio? How much does it cost you to live every month, you and your wife? And then triple that. And then that will be your monthly 3-month emergency fund.
Okay. Easy enough.
That's done. Once you're done with that, then you're done. Okay, next up, debt. Pike, you don't have any debt. We're going to do a whole episode more specifically on paying down debt and the best ways to go about it. We touched on it yesterday in pillar number 2. You don't have any debt except for some student loans. That's fine.
We're not paying those right now, though. Yeah. Well, they're not. I mean, since the pandemic started, every month you get an email like, we're extending the date to. It's interest free. Just don't have to pay them. So
yeah, they're just adding that time is added on the back end of the loan, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been nice.
And you know what? I'm not hating that at all. Because you know why? If you could take that money you would normally be putting into your student loans and put it into investments now, then your money is going to be immune to inflation, which means that money right now that you're dodging paying to your student loan will actually make you more money even after you pay back the student loan at the end of the loan term. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So you should be taking that student loan payment like you have it right now and putting it into investments, because by the time you get to that end of the loan, you can just boom, hit it, hit the end of the loan with the money that you've invested.
That's a great idea in principle.
Yeah, and we'll talk about that tomorrow on how to do that whole thing. Okay, so after that, paying down debt, emergency fund. Next up, what I would do is you want to put it, this is kind of dabbling into the investment world, but 401k match with your company if they offer a match. If they don't, throw it into an IRA or Roth. Roth max contributions are $6,000 a year. If you're under 50, and I think it's like $7,000 a year if you're over 50 years old, you can put in. And remember, that money's going to grow tax-free because you've already been taxed in a Roth. All right, I'm boring you. Okay, getting a little bogged down in specifics. Fuck.
I'm very tired. It's not. You could be talking about the coolest things I've ever done. You could be doing a top 10 of my best moments, and I would be yawning. I promise. That's an idea for a show for another time, though.
Yes. I can't wait. I want to get the most exciting things happening and to have Pike on the show. I want like a magician, a stripper, somebody just sitting there with like a money gun, spraying it all over Pike at the moment, and you're just yawning like,
yeah.
Pike's actually cash. No, it's okay. I just don't want to get
more like a reverse roast where it's like everybody just gets up and says nice shit about you.
Oh, that's nice. That'd be nice.
Thank you.
It'd be also quite boring.
Right. Anyway,
it's a horrible idea. Look, you are keeping cash in all these different accounts. That's where the percent of money goes. You've paid your 401k, you're investing the money, you pay down your debt, you got your emergency fund, and guess what? After that, you're done. This is where I'm talking about saving just enough. Don't save more than you need. This is what nobody's telling you, probably because I'm not a financial advisor and this isn't financial advice. Don't save more than you need to save. If you have excess cash and it's sitting in a bank account for more than a year, you're losing money on it. Don't be an idiot.
Well, now explain that. Who's taking it?
Inflation is taking it. So the U.S. economy is making sure that and not the U.S. economy, the world economy is making sure that your value of your dollars in your bank account is worth less every single year. So the average inflation rate is like 2 to 3%. They're saying that the inflation rate is going to go up because of all these stimulus that they're pumping in, trillions of dollars of excess cash. They're just printing brand new cash and throwing it into the economy. The value of the dollars are going to go down because there's more of them floating around. Yeah. So if you have a ton of money just sitting in a bank account, you're losing money. You're losing money. Don't just save money for the sake of saving money. If you're saving money for a house, for a car, for a vacation, that's different. But if you are going to have that money in that bank account for more than a year, you're losing money just keeping it around because the interest rate isn't keeping up with the inflation rate. So what do? You take that extra cash and you invest it. That's where we get to tomorrow. So you have your system for saving now. You understand what you're saving for. Emergency fund, working capital. I got to pay bills. You need some liquid cash. I got to pay my rent. I got to pay my car. I got to pay my phone. I got to feed my kids. I got to do all this stuff. That's what's in your bank account. Any excess money that you have outside of that and the emergency fund, you want to save for a house, you want to save for a car. If you're going to keep that money more than a year, make sure it's in a high yield. What is it called? A high yield savings account, I think is what they're calling it now.
Interesting.
It's an online bank account. So banks usually have brick and mortar. If you can get rid of the brick and mortar, you can give your customers a higher interest rate over the years. These fluctuate. These rates fluctuate. They go up and down. Okay. Currently, the highest one I found, and I'll throw a link in the description, so make sure you check this out. The current high rates is half of 1%. So it's 0.5%. Or 0.05%. Am I doing that math right? 0.05.
That's not half.
Yeah. Half of 1%. So 0.05%.
That's 5/100ths of 1%.
0.5%. I'm not good with the mental math. We all know that. 0.5% is where it was what I'm talking about. Half of 1%. Yeah, that's right. Keep in mind, inflation rate's up to like 3%. You're making half of 1% on your money annually. That's nothing.
No. Okay. So don't do that.
But you want to do that because you want to mitigate the loss. So
Right.
The one I use, and it's in the link in the description, the personal savings account I use American Express personal savings account. That's my savings account. That's where I keep my money. It's liquid, right? It's cash. There's some pros and cons to keeping in a high yield savings account. You can only have so many withdrawals per certain time limits. Like I think it's like 9 withdrawals from the account in a month, I think it is. But if you're just stowing it away for a vacation for later, or for a car, or for an emergency fund, you want to at least get some money out of it. And that's where a high yield savings account comes in. So keep your money there. I use American Express. I've never had a problem with them. It's a legit bank. It's just online. It's not like I can go into an American Express personal savings account branch and yell at people, say, hey, where's my money? But honestly, when's the last time you went into a bank?
Well, my bank is in central Minnesota, and I'm in central Florida. So it's been a while.
Exactly. So do that. Online banks, they have high yield savings account. You don't have to go with American Express. I'm not getting paid for this at the moment. So there's a whole list in the link below. So a high yield savings account is exactly what you is where you gotta put your money. Other than that, take all the cash you possibly can, scrape up every single cent, and you're gonna want to put it into investments, which we'll talk about in length tomorrow. So when you see people talking about how wealthy somebody is, like Jerry Seinfeld's worth $800 million, it's not like he has $800 million in cash sitting in his bank account. That's not how it works. That's his net worth. It's tied up in investments, probably real estate, businesses, all this stuff that we're going to talk about tomorrow. Do you have any questions, Pike?
What would you think about me storing all my money in Walmart gift cards?
It's a horrible idea, Pike. It's a real. But then again, look, I'm not a financial advisor, man. This is just stuff that I've read, listened to, and practiced.
So listen, somebody emailed that question in, and they said, they were a little embarrassed, so I figured I would take the bullet for it and ask it. Okay.
You're a man among men, Pike. You're a goddamn savior. You know
what? You're right, but I just got to say you did a great job, and that Pillar 3 might have been the best one yet.
Really?
And it's got me hyped for Pillar 4,
dude.
A lot of those things you said, I'm like, I want to, as soon as we hang this up, I want to go start. I want to do it.
God, that's what I want, man. It was the buckets. It's the tiny buckets of savings. It's like bank account.
Yeah, when you can see it, it just feels good. You're right. Like your brain is just better knowing that. Goddamn. All right.
I'm glad.
Ready.
I'm glad you're jazzed up about saving, Pike. Let's give some money away here. All right? Give some money away. This is the last one. Take my money over there. This is the second to last one, I should say. This is the latest one. There we go. $100 giving it out over there on Instagram. If you're wondering how I did this, I went to a random number generator. I clicked generate between all the comments left, and I picked the number it spat out, and it spat out this guy, Glaws 9696. There you go, my friend. You're getting $100 over there on Instagram. Look for a DM from me asking you for information. Good old Glaws 9696. Yeah, getting $100.
Glaws, no laws. You know, when you're with Glaws.
No laws with Glaws. Exactly. Gilbert says Pike's expressions are priceless. He's not here. He's trying to stay awake. He's thinking about his lunch.
Most of that is correct. Specifically the lunch part, yes. You know,
Pike is a great dude because he's now switched to mornings, which means that his schedule's all messed up, which means this is now literally like a second job after he's done with his job. So you're a man among men. I wasn't kidding about when I said that. So
well, that's very kind. Thank you.
Yeah, you're a good dude. The last $100, it's time. $100 final giveaway is now happening over there on Instagram. Go there, see it for yourself. It's Instagram.com/SparksRadio or @SparksRadio. That's where we're giving out the final 100 bones of my stimulus money. It's going out the door, Pike. Nothing I can do about it at this point.
And that's the last drop. God.
We did it. 6 weeks of $100, man. Thank you,
work.
U.S. government. Thank you.
You're a great man to do that.
There you go. Go win it.
Guess what? This new one, you might get $1,400 per kid, right? And you got 2 kids. Cha-ching.
I also have no jobs, which is not good. So that's just going right to bills. Right to bills.
Oh, I thought you meant you get like dinged for not having a job.
No, I don't have a gig.
No, I know.
If I had other income, I'd be like, fuck yeah, let's do it. Let's roll in this cash. But now it's like.
Well, no, it's all relative though, but it's still like exciting because that's money you can now spend on bills.
That's what I mean. Yeah. It's like, here you go. Thank you. Just hand it to here you go, Visa.
Yeah.
God, I hate that shit. But yeah. All right, let's get to the news that matters, shall we?
Okay.
Yes, this is the news that matters. Yes, this is the news that matters. Holy shit.
Why don't you go first, Pike? Because I'm sick of hearing my own face.
Yeah, you did a whole thing there. Well, hey, a billionaire, this guy, you know, obviously knows how to invest and save his money. He wants to take a little fun trip, okay, a little getaway to the moon, around the moon specifically, and he wants to take you with him. Now, here's what you have to do. He's going to be taking 6 people to the moon, around the moon and back. It's a 6-day trip. You got to apply online. So he's going to go through these applications. Now, he just says he wants people who are, you know, explorers and want to have a good time. I think bottom line, he's probably looking for someone to screw. So we're probably out. But you can apply. He's paying for everything. It's going to be a very expensive trip, but he's a billionaire, so fuck it. And 2023 is a scheduled flight. He says it's going to take a 3 days there, loop behind the moon, come back. He says the 2 things he's looking for, people who want to, quote, push the envelope to make a better society, and people who are willing to support others, whatever that means. So if you want to apply, dearmoon.earth by the 14th of the month is the deadline. I missed your facial reaction.
Would you do this?
No, I wouldn't do that. Not with this horny guy. I have nothing for him.
Yeah, no way, dude. Is this legit? There's no way this is happening. I would not get on a flight into space with this freak. You're a billionaire and you can't find a friend. What's wrong with you? What have you done that's weird?
Yeah, I could look past a lot of things if you're a billionaire. So that says something. Would
you
get
take a random with you to the moon? No. Weird.
Yeah. And I honestly, I think it would be honestly pretty horrible. Don't you? Because obviously right away, you're going to get into space once you pierce the freaking stratosphere or whatever. And you're going to look around and it's going to be like, whoa. But after the first day, it's going to be like, you're just there. Now you're strapped in a confined area. Probably no television or drinks or anything. It sounds miserable.
Hold on a second. Are you equating going to the moon like camping?
Yeah, I like camping. Yeah.
There's no television. You're bored. You're sabled. You're done. You're like, oh, God, can we just leave now? Like, the charm is worn off. No, you're in space. What are you talking about? The charm would take a very long time to wear off. It would be constant
you look at
amazement.
Really? You just look out the window the whole time? And at no point would you go, okay, all right, seen it.
It's space! You haven't seen it. You're out there amongst the stars. They've never been brighter before in your life. You could see all kinds of amazing things.
Not really.
What do you mean not? What do you mean not really?
It's not like asteroids and stars are floating by the window. No, they're still fucking millions of miles away.
Yeah, but
You're
that's
not going
fine.
Then you're essentially the window. You're looking at a TV screen. That's all it is.
Oh, for God's sakes, Pike! God.
I think it'd be stupid.
So you don't want to go to space ever? You wouldn't want to go at all?
Not for 6 days. If they figure out where you can do like a little, like, you know, half-day trips, I would consider it. 4 hours max. And there better be drink tickets.
You're like, oh yeah, hey, look, I can't even do a full day at a water park. All right, I don't want to be there in space. So if I'm home by 5 with my feet up on the couch, then I'll go to space. Other than that, it's only the most amazing, incredible thing our species or literally any other species in known existence has ever achieved. But it's not that big of a deal for me. I don't want to be out there too long.
Honestly, the water park sounds more fun. That's where I'm at.
Are you kidding me? I would love to go to the moon. I would be there, man. I would be there. Not with this creep. Not with this billionaire weirdo. I wouldn't want to be there with him because
Really?
God knows where his fingers are going in 0 G's.
Okay. All right.
Wouldn't want to. Yeah. You think he'd be making those jokes all the time?
You think he would, like sexual space innuendos?
Yeah, all the time. Like money, finance,
so.
G's jokes.
Oh,
Like, how many G's
with
does this cost you? 0 G's. And then he like comes at you, like floats at you like this. You're like, ah! Yeah. And he's like dropping like, no one can hear you scream in space. You're like, billionaire, creep, get away from me.
Oh, and there's no turning around either.
No.
That'd be horrifying. So yeah, no, count me out. If you want though, I'll send you this link and you can apply.
No, I'm not going. I told you I'm not going.
You're not going.
No.
You did say that. Yeah, I just ignored it and proceeded to tell you about the link. Sorry.
It's all good. Sounds like you're forcing me to go. Sounds like you're wanting me to hit space.
I could use the time off.
I knew it.
I mean, 6 days. Sparks is in space. I'm at home. I'm on Earth. Like Home Alone. Sparks is in space, and I'm on Earth. All right.
Yeah, you're like, finally, I don't have to do the second job. Real quick. Look, I had a story. It's lame. I'm not going to bring it up because for the sake of time, I do want to wish. Gilbert says, come on, birthday money. Sorry, Gilbert, you didn't win, but happy birthday to Gilbert. Apparently, it's Gilbert's birthday. So happy birthday.
Oh, happy
Gilbert.
birthday.
Go ahead. Sorry.
I was going to say appreciate that, but what the fuck would I appreciate?
Jay is here. Jay says, hey, Pike, I hope you're doing okay. I heard the dentist was on vacation and the proctologist was filling in for the dentist.
That makes sense. Yep, there was one more finger in the ass than I was expecting for a dental visit. Just one, though.
I think you're going to say, his fingers did smell kind of weird. I wasn't sure why he wanted to stick them in my mouth so quickly to rinse them off, as he said. Yeah, shout out to Gilbert, shout out to Jay, shout out to Sin Vegas, shout out to Donna for all being here. Hopefully you guys stuck with me on pillar number 3. I know these are long. These are not going to be the normal length of all these episodes. These are just a special thing. It's the wealth pills, baby. We're learning. We're doing a lot of stuff.
It's like Shark Week for financial people.
It is like Shark Week. Exactly. All right. Well, thank you so much for being here. Appreciate it. Make sure if you are here, you're hitting that subscribe button. All right. Subscribe, youtube.com/Sparks Radio. Really appreciate you hitting the thumbs up as well. Appreciate that. Gilbert says, thanks, man. Happy birthday to this 5th committee member. There you go. Exactly. Got the committee member Gilbert here as well. Shout out to the committee. Love it. If you want to join the Patreon, we are doing a special live show coming up here on Friday. It's a reverse 5 on Friday. Looking forward to it. Patreon.com/Sparks Radio, 6 o'clock Pacific, 9 o'clock Eastern, Friday night, March 5th. Apparently, there might be some special guests coming on here as well. Oops. Make sure you pop on here and hit the wrong button. Pop on. Join the Patreon. It's $1 a month is where it starts. Goes up to $5 a month.
Patreon.com/Sparks Radio.
Pike, you're going to be there?
9 o'clock Eastern time. I might even have a special guest.
Oh, Pike might have a special guest. At Pike
And
Taylor.
a little warning. I've told you, but I'm not going to be sober. How not sober, we'll see. But it's not. It might be bad. I don't know.
You know what? I don't know if I will be either. It's been a long time since I've had a Friday night with some pals. I've hung out and cracked a few beers. You know, I haven't done that, and I'm not kidding, over a year.
I would like to see you kick back and have a few. I'd like to see get loose. Huh?
I'm in.
All right.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to bring out some whiskey. I'm drinking whiskey Friday night for the reverse 5 on Friday. I know.
Okay. All right.
I'm looking forward to it, dude. Yeah, it's going to be awesome. I'm giving out $100 over on the Instagram, instagram.com/Sparks Radio, @Sparks Radio on all social media. Jump over there, try to win yourself $100. It's the very last one. That's it. Give us a rating review on Apple, all those places you can. That helps out the show. Super amounts, I guess is what I'm saying. I'm being distracted because Donna is also going to be there Friday night. She says shots and beers. Oh, all right. Should be a fun one. Thanks for hanging out. Financial wealth, what is it? Wealth pill number 4 coming. Making money tomorrow on the show. That's it. Any last words there, Pikey boy?
Oh, no, I'm good. I'm all set.
Show's over, motherfuckers. Now get out of here.